What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you all look beautiful today? Have you heard the news? Have you heard the news? Well, the news is 8 years ago, Billie Eilish watched porn, and breaking news alert, she didn't like it. Oh, controversial, right? I mean, well, I saw the article because I was at work, and the only thing that I do at work is read articles on Facebook because what else is there to do? My job, please. And I saw the words Billie Eilish and porn in the title, and my friends, I am only a human being. I am but a human being. If you lay the bait, it shall be clicked. So I read through it. It was a pretty like I said, the most uncontroversial shit I've ever seen. And yeah, first of all, I can't imagine being that famous. Where this is a barely like a teenage girl, right? 19 years old, probably. Last time I checked, who as soon as she says anything, it's now international news. It's now the piece of an international shitstorm. All she said was that when she was 11, she watched porn. It was quite as I see from the article, a traumatic experience. It might have been some fucked up shit, as we say. And and that gave her an unhealthy, view, picture of sex and sexual relationships for the near future. And how can something that's so common and so relatable to anybody that's existed ever since the internet's been around, be so fucking controversial? I remember when I was that age in school, everyone was going on about, the fucked up shit of the time. They're like, oh, hey bro, type in blue waffle, type in 2 girls 1 cup, or there was the guys that were just in the school computer labs, put up meat spin and shit. And I avoided all that bullshit. I'll tell you straight up. I avoided all that. I swerved on the fucked up sex stuff because, I lived 27 years of my life without seeing that. I don't exactly need to dive right back in. But, man, I don't envy. I could see how, that sort of shit could fuck up anyone, especially someone as young as 11. And like I said, it's this is a common experience. This is a relatable experience. But, the amount of, Gen X, Karens getting, bent out of shape about this bullshit is, deranged. It's actually deranged. This is just another symptom of the culture war where, shit will just be picked up. It will be picked up to become a line, a battle line in the culture war. Because you remember, this is not an old battle line in the culture war. Back in the 2000s, it was during the Christian panic of the 2000s. You had you had the anti-porn brigade was out back then. They wanted to shut down porn because it was bad and anti-family and all this and all that. And the left, the so-called liberal left, won that. They won that battle in the culture war. But now it's like I said, all this bullshit. It's a fucking pendulum. It's just gone back to the other end of deranged on this one. It's we all watch porn, right? We all have at least watched porn in our life. I ain't out here cranking that hog on the daily. But I'm also not going to pretend that it's a fucking healthy part of human experience. It's it's a fact of life at this point. It's a fact of our industrialized world. Fucking McDonald's, right? I'm not going to sit here and pretend that McDonald's is good for you. But I'm going to be lying if I told you I don't eat a McDonald's. And it's the same thing with porn. So of course these the Christian boomers trying to wave their flag and ban porn is obviously ridiculous because you're not. It's like trying to ban drugs or any other vice, right? You're just going to put it underground and make it worse. You can't be out here banning vice. Vice is always a symptom of something deeper within the society. You ban the vice, you haven't actually addressed any of the problems that caused the vice in the first place. But I digress. So you can't be like these, Christian boomers, but you can't be like these Gen X liberals now who are trying to act like, porn just to be on the other side of this culture war. It's an ego thing. It's a culture war thing just to be on the side that's like, oh, well, actually, it's the best thing to ever happen to sexuality, and it's sexually liberating, and sexual expression and all that. And it's like, geez, like, I mean, like, how much of the, like, what sort of porn have you been watching? I mean, like, it, how is, like, you know, a fat dude with a massive schlong getting sucked off by a tiny Asian woman like art? You know, it's not. It's like the art is that he has a big cock, right? Is that the art? Right. And, so no, any idea that like I said, like, I'm sure that these people living in like their upper Manhattan like little enclave, maybe they all get together on the weekend and like, you know, watch their artistic porn while they're like hanging out at Epstein's parties, and maybe that's a thing these people do, but please. But give us a break here. Give us, you know, plebeians down at the culture mine a fucking break on this one. Like, stop pretending that this is anything more than a vice, which it is. And I got no hate. I got absolutely nothing but love for my kings and queens in the adult entertainment industry. Go get that bag, Your Highness. Get that bag. But, you know, the simp culture, the cuck culture, and the culture of celebrating simps and cucks, you know, and you know what it is? Like, it is definitely in line with the whole live in the pod and eat the bugs mentality. It's to keep the people docile and to like have them something to do while you're locked down inside your house for the COVID 2022 coming soon. COVID 22 right around the corner. Get pre-order now. And that's what it is. It's you know, they are going to lock you inside your houses again. It's happening, and they need people to not go crazy with the sexual libidinal energy that's going to be building up, because you're not going to be out there meeting people anymore. Like, so it has to go somewhere. And so this is why, like, the psyop out here of encouraging porn and, like, the massive outrage of, like, you know, a young celebrity saying anything, going anywhere against the pornography line, against the porn industrial complex. Because, like, at this point, it's like, are you still going to try and pretend that, like, pornographers or just, like, you know, porn in general is, like discriminated against? It's like a oppressed class? Like, please. Like, that battle is over. That battle line is, that battle is done. All of those, like, anti-porn boomers have either given up or died. And, like, the thing is, it's like... And the thing is, it's like, human relationships have become just like everything else in this neoliberal culture. They become commoditized. It's like you don't meet people in real life anymore. In many places of the world, that's illegal, meeting people in real life. And even in places where you can, people are so like traumatized, too traumatized from this modern atomized culture to actually meet anyone. Like, all the dating is done on an algorithm. You download Tinder or Bumble, something that's like been invented by a Silicon Valley nerd that's never had sex in his life. This is the program that y'all use to get laid. And of course it like takes away any human interaction from the case. And like you need to like pay to see your matches, right? You need to pay a Silicon Valley virgin for the privilege of viewing your matches now. Just to fulfill the basic human need of reproduction. Like, you know, there's like a huge like anti-natalist movement out there getting bigger and bigger. And you see with like Bill Gates is like mask off about it. He just doesn't, he's not even, he says the quiet part out loud, right? That the humanity, or especially Africa, he hates them. He definitely hates them. Is having too many babies and we need to stop. And like this is all, it's all part of the same system. Like the pornography is used as a weapon in this fight, in this culture fight, to keep the people like docile, keep them entertained with their, you know, their fake sex, because that's what it is. Like when you're watching porn, that's your brain thinking that you're having sex with beautiful women every single night. And porn addiction, as we've seen, has become a real problem with men my age. People who don't even try to go find a real relationship anymore because they trick their brain into thinking that they're having sex on the daily. And this is like much worse. Like, it's well documented, like the terrible case of this happening in Japan, a country that is so overworked that no one there has time to meet anyone. And like I said, it's always the virus is always a symptom of a greater underlying problem. And the problem in Japan is the overwork culture. You know, everyone's working 60 hours a week just to afford taxes and just to afford rent and to afford to keep their elderly grandparents in a home because of dwindling birth rates. And of course, this makes the birth rate decline even further. And you look at some countries, you know, like some countries are like the English speaking world here, the Western world. Some countries are ahead, some countries are behind. It's pretty safe to say that anything happening in Japan is about to happen to the rest of the West 10 years down the track. And just rabid defense of like the people that are just their minds have been co-opted, and their minds have been possessed by the meme of pornography, by the cultural need for this porn to continue. It's the same sort of derangement that you see with the capitalist neoliberals, where it's like they no longer exist to serve the purpose of humanity or their own purpose, really. They exist to perpetuate the cycle of capital. They exist to perpetuate a cycle of something that's outside of human control, outside of human need in the first place. Like they would rather give their lives so that this system could eternally continue, because in their mind they don't matter anymore. Their ego is gone. Their ego is caught up in the system of neoliberal capital, the system of you are your things, right? And it's the same with to a lesser extent this pornography thing, which is a slimy tendril, no pun intended, a slimy tentacle of the neoliberal global capitalist system. And that's like I'm just baffled. I'm amazed seeing like the backlash to just like, yeah, this young girl saying something so relatable to anyone that's like, you know, existed in the world, and just still being like, you know, from the powers that be, from the media elite, just shutting this down. You know, the same people that hang out with Epstein and Elaine. Like these guys go to the same party, and now they're writing rags for you to share on Facebook about how actually porn is good for you. You believe that shit? You really believe that shit? Anyway, that's all for now. I'll expand on this later.